In our last episode, we sailed to St Croix, rented a Jeep to explore the island, and did some amazing wreck diving. After a short break to purchase and install new solar panels, we dove back in for an epic night dive with some incredible creatures. We then prepared to sail 400 miles southeast to Grenada.
We left St Croix and headed to St George, Grenada. Due to COVID, we had to submit paperwork and pre-arrange an arrival date with the Grenada Port Authority to be granted entry into the country. With our arrival date set, we could not wait for a better weather window, which meant beating our way east with the trade winds blowing 25 to 30 knots and 8 to 10 foot seas. Our first day of passage was spent getting our sea legs back, alternating watches and 4-hour shifts. Today is day 2 of our passage from St Croix to Grenada, and we've been hitting squall after squall and we're exhausted. And anyway, I'm getting ready to go on watch and another squall just started. Woohoo!
How are conditions?
It's a lovely day! By the second day, you start to get used to being leaned over 20 degrees, and despite the weather, begin to enjoy the ride. Our friends on Too Short were sailing to Grenada as well, so we tried to check in with them on the VHF.
Too short.
Although unsuccessful, sailing catamaran Seven Seas Kahani picked us up and passed on a message for us.
Yes, I do. We can hear you loud and clear. Whereabouts are you?
Good. I'm not sure why we can't connect with Too Short. We're about 14 miles to your port, being.
Too Short wanted to make sure everything was okay and hope that you guys are making your way just fine.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're going about 3.5, 4 knots right now, so you guys should be about flying by. So it looks like you're doing about 7.
Yes, we are speeding. We're motor sailing.
We don't have that option. We are motorless.
I've got a couple oars you could borrow if you need them.
I'm too tired to row, I think.
Any Too Short? 15 miles to the east. That's where they are.
Gotcha. Guess they need to do some sailing. That sucks, man. The storms are probably killing them.
We've seen everything from no wind to about 34 knots of wind.
One Life, we're pretty much seeing the same, along with lots of rain and confused winds.
Roger that. Yeah, we've been pushed around in all sorts of directions, but we're chugging along.
Okay, well, let's stay in touch, and if you need any messages passed, we'll be listening in as the storm settles 16.
Roger. Thanks for the relay, and give our best to Too Short, and we'll be standing by on
Chatting on the VHF gives us something to do, and it's always refreshing to hear another voice out here. The third day was a bit more fun.
We just hit the biggest weed patch ever, so we're trolling around it.
We're trolling right through it right now. Oops! Hit that, or was that weeds? Guess that's it. But we got one mahi.
One of the things we always do in a long passage is file a float plan and check in daily on the SSCA net. The SSCA net is a service provided to boaters, and they do things like give weather reports, track your passage, and relay messages.
One life, one life, one life.
Okay, One Life, good morning. Let's go ahead with your position course to speed, please.
Good morning. We are at 13 degrees 57 north, 62 degrees 14 west. Our current heading is 180 magnetic, and our speed is 6 knots. Over.
Okay, and your destination is Grenada, and are you still planning on arriving there tomorrow, on Thursday?
Yep, we are on track to arrive tomorrow around noon. Over.
Okay, wonderful. Is there anything we can do for you? Over.
No, we are all set. Would you mind to update Deborah on Reverie, possibly send her an email? I would appreciate it. Over.
Okay, very good. I'll check your float plan and I will send them an email telling them your position and that you plan on arriving there at Grenada tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all, Brooke. That's what we're here for.
We are so thankful for this service.
Shuggy, land ho!
By the 4th day, the sea state calmed down a bit. One of the entry requirements for Grenada is to complete a 2-week on-board quarantine in a designated anchorage, followed by a COVID rapid test. We hailed the marina to alert them of our arrival into quarantine.
Port Louis Marina, Port Louis Marina, Port Louis Marina. This is One Life.
But no one responded.
I guess they're busy.
Stay busy.
Darren and Crystal met us with their dinghy in the anchorage. The holding here was quite poor, and without use of our engine, between their dinghy and ours, we were finally able to get our anchor set. Once anchored, we hailed the marina again, but still no answer. So we decided to dinghy in to notify them of our arrival, check in, and give them our paperwork. Then it was right back to the boat. We hoisted our quarantine flag and got settled in for our 14 days on board.
Quarantine, day 1. What are we doing?
Well, yesterday when we got in, we decided to make water. Well, we forgot that our through hole was closed since we were heeled over. So basically our water maker just overflowed the sink, and we didn't realize it also flowed into our fridge. So now I'm getting buckets of water out of the bottom of our fridge, and a lot of our food's ruined.
Since we were not allowed to go to shore, we salvaged as much food as we could. It was a damn good thing we had that mahi in our freezer.
So we're here in Grenada. It's been 6 months since I shaved. I think it's time. So, clippers. Got a mirror to see what the hell I'm doing.
At least Gary, shaving his beard, provided us with some entertainment. Gary shaved! Yay! It only took 6 months. And he doesn't have too bad of a tan line. I thought it'd be a lot worse. The first week went by quickly. Gary took apart all our winches and serviced each one. The remainder of the time was spent doing boat projects, cleaning, and watching movies. On the 14th day, we were given our COVID test, which we passed with flying colors, and we headed back to the boat as quickly as possible to get ready for our sail the next day to Grenada Marine. Grenada Marine was only about 10 miles from the quarantine anchorage, but with the wind coming from the same direction we wanted to go, and without use of our engine, we had to tack back and forth for 9 hours. 10 miles with use of our engine, this would only have taken us about an hour and a half. You can imagine the frustration by the time we got to the dock. Oh, and our boat took a beating.
So we just got tied to the dock, and I came in to go to the bathroom, and this carpet is drenched, and all of our meds flew out of this cabinet, and they're just drenched in salt water.
No big deal, that's why they're in plastic bags. Let's see what else we got in here. Got some lines, beanbag, metal pipe, some fishing rods, books everywhere. We got a basket thrown across with books in it. What do we got up in here? Holy, well, we got everything all piled and thrown all over the place. And it's pretty wet. How's the cockpit? Oh, the cockpit looks like chaos too.
We heard news that Hurricane Isaias was headed straight for Grenada, so we took our sails down for safe storage before having One Life put on land. The next day, One Life was hauled out of the water. Unfortunately, this is the only video we took because quite honestly, we were over it. If you really want to test a relationship, spend 2 weeks confined on a 40-foot boat together, followed by a month in a boatyard. Yup, you get the vibe.
We come all the way to Grenada to escape hurricane zone, and we have a hurricane headed right at us. So guys are here in the yard and they're getting our boat ready, all strapped down.
Fortunately for us, all of our hurricane prep ended up being an unnecessary effort, as the storm did not make landfall in Grenada. While in the boatyard, we decided to do as much of the work ourselves as possible, mainly so we knew exactly how the work was completed, and of course, to save money. Our first order of business was to remove our prop, strut, and shaft and evaluate the damage.
What is that?
Or possibly bent shaft. Probably bent shaft. I can't see it. Atrocious bent. But, don't know.
Grenada Marine was a bustling boatyard, but a bit far away from access to marine shops and hardware stores. Since we weren't certain how long our repairs would take, we decided to rent a scooter and a nearby apartment for a month. This would allow us to have transportation back and forth to supplies, as well as a place for us to refresh after a long day in the boatyard. Our apartment was located in Corinth, a short 15-minute drive from where One Life was staying. Welcome to our home away from One Life. We rented this 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, which was part of a larger estate, for only $500 US for an entire month, complete with kitchen, ice cubes, living room, king-size bed, and wait for it, unlimited water for hot showers. You really appreciate the small conveniences of life on land when you experience boat living. Oh yeah, and we had a washer for all of our laundry. Score! Join us next time as we dive headfirst into boat work and take some downtime to explore this beautiful island. Cheers everyone! Thanks for following our One Life journey.